A rare appearance of the cat. She exists, but hardly. The elusive specimen. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, she's gone. So it's technically 11:59, but like, it's 11:59. That means we're back to the whole of the vlog. I'm gonna do a couple of disclaimers right now. I live in the upstairs of my aunt and uncle's house, and there are 5 of us here. I share a room with 2 other people. It's 12 a.m., so everyone except me is asleep. So just a warning, if these vlogs end up being very quiet, very far and few in between. Camera just ran out of space. It's going great so far. The elusive kitty is back. It's now 12:07 after I deleted like 1,000 pictures off my camera roll. I'm going to start my Misspent Youth by Megan Daum, a book of essays. If I get bored, maybe I'll just read 2 essays and then come back to it later. The donuts aren't for you. I do not have work tomorrow, so I can just read all day. Sasha invited me to go to Half Price Books, but I don't have a car, so that may or may not pan out. We shall see. Good morning. So I'm trying to get good lighting, but I have a window behind me and only a lamp. So I'm in my room. My cousin, who is in my room sleeping, lives right there, is at work, so I can finally speak to a camera. It's freaking cold in our house all the time, so I have like 6 layers of blankets and a heating pad in my bed with me right now. Hopefully I don't fall back asleep because it is 9:20 a.m. I set an alarm because I wanted to get up so I could start reading again. I just had a stroke, so I could start reading again. Last night I ended up reading like 2.5 essays, and I made it to page 34 out of 160. I love this book. I never have read a book of essays before for like fun, and Megan Daum is just an incredible writer. She was in the editing industry in New York, which is what I want to do, and she writes so truthfully about it, and it makes me feel so like nervous about it, but it's also like I can relate to it so much, and that's what I want to do, and hearing her be so like honest about it is really interesting to me. I wanted to update you on my TBR because I bought some books that I'm gonna end up reading for this, but they're over there, so I think I'm gonna do that later. So yeah, I'm gonna eat this donut, snuggle my heating pad, and then lay in bed probably all day. It's 2 p.m. I fell asleep after I vlogged. My dad made me breakfast and I ate it and it was so good. But then I went, you know what would be great right now? A nap. So that's what I did. And I did not read one single page of my book that I can't find. Here it is. Honestly, I need to film a video. I have an unboxing to do. I have a book haul to do. But I'm like, that can wait until after Christmas, right? I guess since I haven't vlogged in a while and I'm procrastinating reading, apparently, I can give you a little life update. So I'm working right now. I am #poor. My family decided that we're going to California for the Christmas. First time since 2008 that I'll be seeing everyone and everyone that I love. So yeah, on the 23rd, which is actually the last day of this readathon, I'm going to fly out to California so we get a little travel vlog. I have another donut to inspire me to read. But honestly, I'm probably gonna eat this and then watch some YouTube and then at like 8 p.m. start reading. I mentioned this earlier. I got some books from Book Outlet that I wanted to add to my TBR. Let me show you those now while we're procrastinating. I went to Barnes & Noble and bought some things. None of these I'm gonna read for this readathon, but I felt like I should mention them. Did I need it? No. Did I want it? Yeah. Was it cheaper on Amazon? Yeah. I got this, even though I didn't finish the first one. Also this Zenith thing that they signed. Then I got this journal with burbs on it, and the cute cashier was like, that's a nice journal. I was like, thanks, that's a nice man bun. Here's my number. But I didn't give him the number. I didn't mention this one in my video, but maybe this will go on my TBR. This is on my TBR as the book I'm gonna read on the plane. I mentioned this in my December TBR video that I'll probably never upload, but yeah, I picked this out of my TBR jar. Okay, I got this book from Book Outlet. It is, I'm sorry, the lighting, I'm the worst. It's a tiny hardback. This has gotta be like 90 pages, 150, same thing. So maybe I'll read this one. I didn't realize I'd gotten this many books from Book Outlet that I planned to read, but yeah, let's go over here so I don't have to squat down and hurt my back anymore. So this is like a sneak peek to the book haul I haven't filmed yet, but I did get these on Book Outlet. I didn't buy them thinking, oh, I'm gonna read this for CramAthon, but now that we're here, I'm like, nice. So first I have 3 poetry books that are by Sal Williams, and these are all like cool, modern-ish books that are just like free verse, which is my style. I'm gonna start with this one because it's the reason why I bought them. It's said The Shotgun to the Head, and I think that was just such an interesting title that made me pick it up, and if I like it, then I'll read the other 2 immediately. I also got another poetry book. This one's for colored girls who have considered suicide when the rainbow is enough. This is by Nyotozake Sheng. And this is, again, just free verse. I assume it has something to do with race. I got 2 graphic novels that I'm definitely going to be reading. This first one I'd never heard of, but it's called Genius, and this is by Siegel and Christiansen. Couldn't tell you what this is about, but the art is magnificent. The next book is The Gigantic Beard That Was Evil by Stephen Collins, and I've seen this around and I just think the title is hilarious. The art looks equally as hilarious, so I'm excited to give this one a try. It should be really quick and really funny. Next I have a book in verse. It's called Hidden by Helen Frost. This is about a kidnapping and it's written in verse, so I think it's going to be really pretty and really disturbing, maybe. And the last book, I finally have a book with pictures. The Cat in the Hat. I can read this in like 5 minutes, so I'm there for it, and I don't know why I bought this. You know what? I do know why I bought this. I'm trying to collect all the Dr. Seuss books, and they're really expensive, full price at Barnes & Noble. I probably won't get to this one, but I just think it's so interesting. The Reason I Jumped by Naoki Higashida. This is a book written by an autistic boy who is mute, and so he never talks, but he wrote this to talk about what it's like to live with autism, and I have had my eye on this for years, and I just think it's gonna be really cool. Just over 130 pages, and this is told in like question answer format. I think it's gonna be good. No more procrastinating. I'm gonna get to reading Shatter Me. Just kidding. Have I shown you all my Shatter Me collection? Just one more procrastination. I'm sorry, we're almost done. At this point, it's grown so large that I don't have a place to put it. Well, I can maybe do, oh, yes. Perfect, thank you. There she is. Okay, for realsies, I need to go read, so I'm gonna do that. Y'all, I can't do it. The essay that I'm currently reading in that book is so boring that I don't want to read. It's 3:45 and I still haven't finished the same essay I was on yesterday. I'm gonna start something easier. I'm gonna go ahead and skip to Hidden by Helen Frost. It's in verse too, so it'll be super fast. Okay, I'm gonna read it now. Bye. 7:39. I just finished dinner. I dropped my book on the floor about 2 hours ago and have yet to retrieve it. Look at her down there. A free woman living her life. And I didn't put a bookmark in here. That's just my life. I can't remember where I was, but I was just about over halfway through. That's good, right? I told myself on my day off I would get so much done, but I've only read half of one book and 2 essays from another book of essays. So I think once I finish this one, which I will be doing right now, I'm going to read my picture book and all of my graphic novels. Something about reading like a full-size book is just like not appealing to me. I told myself I'd read The Alchemist, but I'm looking at this like that's a real book. Like I don't have the energy to do this. All I want to do is read books that are this big. However, I told myself I need to read this one, so I don't know. Maybe I'm just bored with the essay book that I'm reading. Okay, let me tell you a thing. This beautiful, glorious, amazing writing. However, it might have just been the first essay because the next 2 that I've been reading kind of went downhill. Also, I'm using a pen as a bookmark because I literally have become the devil. I write in my books now. Honestly, this isn't what I was expecting it to be because, yeah, it's a book about a kidnapping, but that only was like the first 50 pages, and then it turns into the things that happen afterward, and I'm just like, but it's not as cool anymore. I don't know, so I'm going to, you know what? Watch me do this. You need to watch me do this. No more YouTube. No more refreshing guru gossip. I can go back to this audiobook later. No more. She's leaving. No more computer. No more Twitter. Okay, I know I just talked to you, but like literally 30 seconds ago, but my incentive to finish this book now that we have run out of donuts, let's be real, I had 2. Yes? Hey. Y'all be in the vlog? She said no. She hates me. Keep going. My incentive to finish this book now is that I found the audiobook for it on the YouTubes. So after I finish that book, I can listen to this book, I can unpack, I can finish my knitting project, and hopefully have that done by Christmas, And then afterward, I think I'm gonna power through picture book, graphic novels, poetry books and just read like 5 books before work tomorrow. First update, I can come to you and say I have finished a book. I just finished Hidden. It took me longer than I thought. I ended up giving it 3 stars. My deal with kidnapping books, I expect the entire book is gonna be this story about how they were kidnapped and they're being locked in this room and it's so mysterious and all this stuff, but then halfway through the book, the issue was like they escape or the issue resolves itself, and I'm just like, the other half so bored. So the last half of that book was miserable. I could literally just read this entire book out loud to you and it would take 5 minutes, but I'm just gonna read The Cat in the Hat now. Bye. It is 9:07. I just finished The Cat in the Hat. I don't think I ever read this as a kid, or if I did, it was so long ago that I don't remember it. Thing 1 and Thing 2 came out and I was like, oh yeah, that's from this. They're so whimsical and so fun. I gave it 5 stars. It was just stupidly quick, but still just like nostalgia for times that I do not remember. Okay, so that's the second book down. I'm gonna go ahead and go with a poetry book. So this is Said the Shotgun to the Head. Like I said earlier, I'm gonna read this, and if I like it, I'll read the other 2, but if not, I'll just stick with this one and read a graphic novel. You know what? I am such a fake hoe. I told you I was gonna listen to this audiobook and I keep forgetting. Okay, I'm gonna read some of this poetry book, then listen to some of the audiobook. I'm just gonna skip around with everything that I read today. I think that's how it's gonna work best. Yikes. So the plan was, I'm gonna read some of this poetry book and then go to another book and come back to this. I'm on page 104. This book is so good. I don't know if you just saw me cry, but oh, it's so pretty. It has messages about war and about the patriarchy and about religion and love, and it's so good. I posted on Twitter, you ever read a book that reminds you of how good poetry can be? And that's what this is right now. Wow. Again, I'm marking in pen because let me find you my favorite page. Is that not incredible? I just need to finish this. It's so good. A new update because that last one was very emotional. I finished it. It is currently 10:16 p.m. Holy moly. Automatic 5 stars. So freaking beautiful. In the middle, this got very anti-war, and a couple of those themes and the language used got lost on me, so it got a little confusing, but the end completely redeemed it. This was just so touching and so anti-patriarchy, anti-war, anti-racism. Saul Williams is like an absolute genius. I own 2 of his other books. One of these is USA, and it's about America, which is gonna be amazing, written by a black man who is clearly so like anti-war, anti-racism, anti-patriarchy. Like, that's gonna be amazing. But I'm gonna read his other shorter one first. This one's called She. I assume this is gonna be another love-based book, and I'm so ready. I cannot wait. My entire Snapchat story and my entire Twitter feed right now is just pictures of that book. It was so good. I highly recommend it. All of his books, or all of these 3 that I just showed, were on Book Outlet last time I checked. Oh my gosh. Pause this video and go buy it right now. It was life altering. I just finished She. I loved it. I knew I was gonna love it, but I loved it. And this one is more focused on like relationshipy things, but it also got into like artistry and what it is to be a writer and like a creator, and I thought that was really interesting and touching. And he's just an incredible writer, and like I literally went on Amazon and went and looked up the book of his that I don't have. However, I do have this one by him, USA. I'm not quite in the mood to read that one tonight. I think I'm a little bit burned out on his poetry, and this one seems complicated, and I'm probably gonna have to put a lot more thought into this than his previous one, so I'm just gonna save this one for a later date. I know I have Citizen over there, which is also like a poetry-esque book, but I'm feeling something a little bit lighter than that, so I'm gonna go for a graphic novel. I'm gonna read Genius, and hopefully that'll be fun and quick. I will let you know. Hello friends, it is 11:53, the night is coming to a close. I made it 42 pages into my graphic novel. It's not as good as I thought it was going to be, but maybe it's just because it's still setting up some expository thing. I have hope. So I'm just gonna go ahead and sign off this vlog, edit, upload, and then tell you how I finished this book in tomorrow's vlog, so stay tuned for that. I read like 3.5 books today, and I'm happy about that. I probably should have told you before I went into this. I am like 6 books behind on my Goodreads challenge, and now I'm only 3 books behind on my Goodreads challenge. I have 92 out of 100 to do, and if I do my TBR, I should finish most of those. Okay, so thank you everyone for watching. I will see you all in tomorrow's vlog. Good night.